Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are taking a peek into the very near future, specifically our work lives. We're going to break down the big clash between two AI giants, Microsoft's Copilot and Google's Gemini. The goal? To figure out what our desks, both the virtual and the real ones, are actually going to look like in just a couple of years, say 2026. So here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with something called the productivity paradox. You know, that feeling of having more tools but getting less done. Then we'll meet the AI assistants designed to fix that. After that, we'll jump into a typical workday in 2026. See what that's like. We'll talk about what ultimate integration really means, and then wrap it all up by figuring out which of these future workspaces is the right one for you. Okay, let's dive right in. Look, before we can even talk about how powerful these new AI tools are, we gotta understand the problem they're actually trying to solve. And trust me, it's a problem most of us know all too well. So tell me if this sounds familiar. You've got, a dozen tabs open right now? Notifications are dinging from like 3 different chat apps, and you're just constantly jumping between your email, your calendar, a spreadsheet, back to email. We have all this amazing software, more power than ever before, right? So why does it feel like we're just running in place? And that right there is the core of the problem. They call it the productivity paradox. It's this idea that the tools we got to make us more efficient are actually just creating more work about work. You know, all that managing and toggling between apps and searching for that one file, that's the dragon these new AI assistants are designed to slay. All right, so with that problem in mind, let's meet the two big players stepping up to the plate. Of course, they come from two of the biggest names in tech, and believe me, they are bringing their entire ecosystems with them. So, in one corner, you've got Microsoft Copilot. Think of it like the new brain that's being woven into everything you already use in Office 365. And in the other corner, you have Google Gemini, which is being baked right into Google Workspace. Now, the really important word for both of these is integration. This isn't about opening another app. No, this is about them becoming the very fabric of the digital world you work in. Okay, so that's the big picture. But how is this actually going to change your day-to-day grind? Let's get out of the clouds, get practical, and just imagine a typical workday, say 2 years from now. And where does pretty much every workday start? Come on, you know the answer. The inbox, that digital mountain of emails. Well, in 2026, you're going to have a serious secret weapon in that fight. And this is where it gets really interesting, because you can start to see their different personalities, their different DNA, if you will. Copilot living in Outlook is all about your internal world. It's looking at your calendar, at your company files, to summarize threads and draft replies for you. But Gemini over in Gmail, it's playing to Google's biggest strength, search. It suggests what to say based on your entire search and communication history, and it bubbles up the emails that are tied to your big project's goals. Okay, so that's managing your inbox. Now let's move on to actually creating something. You know that feeling, staring at a blinking cursor on a blank page? Yeah, that's about to be ancient history. The whole idea of writing is changing. You're not the writer anymore. You're the director. You just give it the prompt. Here's the goal, here's who we're talking to, here's the tone I want. And bam, the AI spits out a pretty solid first draft. Your job then becomes the fun part, refining it, editing, and adding that uniquely human spark. And this right here really shows you the fundamental split between the two. Need to write a report? Well, Copilot in Word is a master at digging through your company's internal files, all that stuff in SharePoint, old documents. But Gemini in Docs, it's built to pull from the entire internet and make sense of it all. So it's really a choice between an expert on your internal world who might miss what's happening outside, and a world-class researcher for the external world whose sources you'll always have to double-check. All right, last stop on our 2026 Workday Tour, meetings. Yep, everyone's favorite, the back-to-back meeting marathon. The good news is AI is poised to turn this from a total time suck into something that's actually, useful. Basically, the AI is going to manage the whole meeting from start to finish. Before you even join, it gives you a briefing. During the meeting, it's transcribing everything perfectly. And after, it pulls out the action items and makes sure they go somewhere. All of this frees you up to do what you're supposed to do in a meeting, actually talk, think, and connect with people. And again, you can see their different strengths. Copilot in Teams is all about your organization. It creates briefing docs using internal company info and can assign action items right there in the meeting. Gemini in Google Meet, though, flexes its data muscles. It can do things like live translation on the fly and then create this really clean, shareable summary of all the key decisions. So we've seen how this stuff works in email, in docs, in meetings, but looking at these features one by one, that's kind of missing the point. The real game changer, the thing that's going to blow your mind, is how all these separate tools start working together automatically in the background. And that's the Holy Grail. That's what both Microsoft and Google are really after. This isn't about just building a better Word or a better Gmail. It's about creating one single, smart workspace where everything just flows. A system that feels like it knows what you need to do next, even before you do. I mean, just picture this for a second. An email from a client hits your inbox, and without you lifting a finger, your AI assistant creates a calendar event for the meeting, drafts up a quick agenda in a new doc, and even finds that sales deck from last quarter and attaches it. That's like, what, 5 different little annoying tasks? Gone. Just gone. That is what we mean by integration. Okay, so knowing all that, the big question is, which one do you choose? Which one of these futures is the right one for you or for your whole company? And really, it all comes down to their core philosophy. Is your work all about internal company data, established procedures, and formal workflows? Then yeah, Microsoft Copilot is probably your jam. It's built for that established enterprise world. But if your work is more about looking outward, researching, fast-paced collaboration, pulling in new ideas, then Google Gemini is probably going to feel a lot more natural. So if you remember one thing from this explainer, let it be this. The real revolution here isn't an AI that can write a snappy email for you. No, the real magic is in how all your tools start talking to each other seamlessly, making everything work together in a way that's way more powerful than any single app could ever be. And that leaves us with the ultimate question, right? In 2026, are you still going to be working for your tools, or are they finally going to start working for you? Because for the first time, it feels like we're right on the edge of a future where technology actually reduces our workload instead of just adding to it. A future where we're free to do the things only humans can do. Think big, create new things, and actually connect with each other. Which platform you choose, well, that's just going to decide what that future feels like.